Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a couple things. Let me preface before I even start. There's so much water signs. There's so much here. My plan was to be asleep by now. I have been channeling all day long. So it's no surprise to me that when I attempted to go to sleep, that was impossible. I couldn't stop thinking about the reading. I couldn't stop thinking about all these messages that kept coming through, and I felt like the energy was just like coursing through my veins that like I had to. So I am probably going to be yawning through this because it is literally 12 something in the morning. I was so about to go to sleep and I couldn't stop thinking about this. It was like spirit was like forcing me to get out of bed and do this, okay? So, this is probably gonna be a rather long video. Keep that in mind. I have some messages that I channeled for you guys, like just right out the gate. I didn't even get to everything else. Keep in mind, also, before I give you these messages, that this is going to be a check-in for the month of October, although these are timeless, so when you find them, whether it's the title that draws you in, if it's the thumbnail that draws you in, whatever it is, you will find these when they're right for you, but these are intended for October, just for kind of like organizational purposes. And by water signs, I mean that this could be Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, or any other placement that you see fit. If you just have a lot of water in your chart in general, this might be a really good reading for you to watch. I think that's everything. So let me start by these messages first and foremost. I know they're kind of hard to. I don't even know where to begin. You guys, if you know me, you know I don't often do love, but sometimes love does come through, and it's been coming through more and more and more for the collective. If you have been a part of my live readings on TikTok every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, then you are aware that I generally do messages that talk about spiritual growth, spiritual journey, and things like that. Spiritual anything. It's more about your path, right? I don't often do love, but sometimes it comes through. So it keeps coming through extra lately, okay? So these messages are a weird blend of the both of them. And I just saw 303. So numbers have also been coming through a lot. Triple numbers. So like sets of 3. And I brought out my dice here today. We might grab a couple of these just to see like what numbers come through. I was thinking about should I roll the other ones for signs, but I just want to focus on the numbers and like the codes and messages that are wrapped up in those numbers in numerology have become really important over the past like literal 24 hours. It has to be for you because I knew that I was going to do water signs next, so I'm assuming it just has to do with you guys, okay? Let's just get into these. So the first thing that I was picking up on is portals, specifically like water as a portal. Remember that water is a conduit for energy. If you've ever seen the movie Constantine, I always refer to this movie. It's such a cool movie, amazing through and through every single time. But in order for the main character to connect to this other realm of spirits, of entities, of what have you, oh my gosh, here we go. He places his feet in water. So water is a portal, and what is wrong with me today? Portals are something that is coming through. I don't know if you are discovering them or if lately you feel like you're kind of in one place and time is flying by or time is going slow, and then the next day it's like vice versa, but there's some sort of energy of like from one extreme to another, or like you think you're doing this one thing but actually turns out to be this other thing, but it's all very much like fluid and kind of flowing together, so it's hard to see where one begins and the other ends. Hence the portal. It just feels like you literally one place you step through, you are somewhere else. There's a transition happening for my water signs that is really quick and it throws you off. That's what I kept getting in regards to the portal messages. And where the love and the spiritual growth and all that stuff kind of starts to intertwine is the next bullet point I have here, where it says you and another person both have spiritual missions. And then I have divine counterpart with a question mark here, because I think that when you meet people, whether it's romantic or not, but this feels very romantic to me at least, when you meet any sort of person who's, you know, meant to be in your life, and you both either share the same spiritual like mission or a similar journey where there's like mirroring involved, or you just both have very like strong, definitive spiritual missions. And then when you come together and it creates something else and that energy just picks up this momentum, I always think that's like divine counterpart, okay? Take it as it resonates, of course. And then I have spine with a question mark, because I'm not 100% sure what that's about. I keep hearing the word vertebrae. So there could be some of you who... Hold on a second. I'm hearing vertebrae and something about a herniated disc. So there could be a few of you who... I don't feel like it was always like this. Let me write this down. Hold on. Oh, the cats are going crazy in the background. So I don't think that this was a thing that was always like this. It feels to me like it came on after a certain point. There, it feels like it was like a moment in time where something shifted and the vertebrae or herniated disc came into play. So to me, that like break in energy could mean there was a car accident, or there was some other like medical type situation that may have happened to cause it, but it feels like something changed, and that's what caused that. So take it as it resonates. It could be different for every single person, but I really do feel like something changed, car accident, some sort of medical something, physical harm, like something happened to cause those issues with the spine. For others of you, I really do feel like it's more Kundalini energy, awakening from the base chakra or the root chakra, and making its way up. And you could be having this very, like, again, the portal energy of this huge transitional period of your life. Let me just write this down. So you guys could just be, again, that going through this transitional period. It gives me very Tower Moment-esque vibes. It feels very big, very important, very much like it's changing something in your life right now. And if it's not one thing, it's multiple things that are changing. And I really just feel this need to tell you guys that you need to be like water. That's your element, right? You need to be like water. If something is exiting your life, surrender and allow it to do so with grace and with love. Try not to take it personal, or try not to hold on to it, to resist, to cling to it. So like they're showing me the Four of Pentacles. It's just like clinging on to like, this is what I have and I need more. If you can release what you have, right? If you can allow those things to exit your life, allow them to transition just in the way that you are, allow those energies to move through you, then by releasing, subsequently you also are gaining something. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like give and a take, ebb and flow, if you will. Be like water. There's also a really cool song that's called Water. I can't can't remember who it's by, but it's more like instrumental. And there's someone speaking in the beginning. I can't remember who it is. Can't remember his name, but he's like, be like water, my friend. It's really cool. If I can remember and think of it, I will put it in the description box down below. But anyways, the next thing was that if this is romantic or a love connection, I got something about, quote, can't keep hands off of each other. So I feel like there is this really strong connection if this is romantic. And I do feel like this person is coming in. It doesn't feel like it's someone that you already know. It feels brand new. If this is love, it feels brand new. It feels like it's coming in. Like, I just keep wanting to do this in a sense of like from the future to you, like coming in towards you. That's what I feel like. That's why I feel like I just want to keep bringing it in and moving it in, because I keep wanting to reach out and bring it to me. So you guys might actually even benefit from that type of like manifestation or visualization method, where you envision that thing, and you envision, instead of you getting to that thing, you envision taking it and pulling it towards you instead, to like gravitate into your energy, kind of like a magnet. So you guys might actually benefit from that, or maybe something you're interested in trying. Try it out. Let a girl know down in the comments below. But there's a lot of that like passion there, but not in the sense of sexual. It's intimacy. It's deep intimacy. It does give very Scorpio-esque vibe. So you could be a Scorpio, you might have it in your chart, or this person that's incoming might have it in their chart somewhere. But can't keep hands off of each other. There's this like sense of intimacy within touch, and intimacy where it's like your souls are connected to each other, and it's like you can't get close enough to each other. Like you want to crawl literally like into each other's skin, which is weird, I know, but that like sense of I've known you before, and you just feel something like click, where you're like, oh my god, this is like, I didn't even know that I was searching for this until I found it. I hope that makes sense. That's kind of like what I'm feeling about, like, damn, like that's what I was searching for. That's what I kept trying to describe. That's what I was trying to explain. It's this. And I didn't know how to put it into words, and I didn't know that this is what I was looking for. But now that I have it, I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. That's the energy and the vibe that I kind of get with that. And then a couple other things. I was hearing, where are you? In a sense, like actively looking for something. Like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There's no like necessarily like panic or anything in the voice. It's just more like curiosity of like, what the fuck is going on? Like, that's how I kept feeling, like, where are you? It's almost like you guys could be picking up on each other now, even though you haven't met, or for a lot of you, I don't feel as though you have met. If you have before, there could have just been a long period of separation. I'm talking years of separation or more. Like a decade. Like, it's like a lot. Truly, like it feels like enough time has passed where it feels like something new, or it is someone new. So again, take it as it resonates. Everyone's story will be different. So the whole where are you thing, the way that I was hearing it, it sounded very faint, almost like an echo. Like very faint, and then we're just like, where are you? Are you? Are you? Are you? Like that type of thing. And I was feeling like this type of thing was happening in dreams. So someone could be dreaming of the other person, or you both could be dreaming of each other. And then like feeling that, especially if you have Pisces in like your top 3, like sun, moon, rising, because Pisces is so heavily connected to the dream world, to astral, and it's also the it's the in-between stage, essentially. Pisces is the connection between the unconscious and conscious, if you think about it that way, because Pisces is the end, whereas Aries is the beginning. So Pisces in your chart often, especially depending on where it is in your chart, can't go into the astrology right now because I'll never stop, but it can really be important to note where Pisces is in your chart, or where Neptune is, or what's going on in your 12th house. Because again, Pisces into Aries, 12th house, moving into 1st house, Those energies really talk about what is hidden, because the 12th house is the dark house. It's what's hidden, and it's taking that unconscious and bringing it to light. It's taking this stream of consciousness that may be otherworldly, perhaps, right? And bringing it to life into 3D manifestation, like with Aries. Like I'm starting to hear like hit the ground running. Like that's what I'm feeling here. Let me write that down. I just keep getting more and more and more. But yeah, hit the ground running. That's kind of like what I feel like, is that it's this feeling of like something just like slams into you, like you're running forward and whoosh, and it just collides. Now I'm seeing like a supernova, like the star. There's a lot here, guys. There's a lot. Water signs. The other thing here, so this could possibly be happening in dreams, and hence when you wake up after seeing all these things and feeling them so vividly and so real, because Pisces especially, right? You may wake up and be like, where are you? Like I feel like you are very real, and like you exist in this 3D somewhere, but like it's happening in 5D because that's the dream world, right? That's a different dimension, whereas it hasn't shown up in your current 3D reality yet. So that's what it feels like, is it's almost like making its way into 3D perhaps. So again, you guys dreaming of each other, or one person dreaming of the other one, and waking up and being like, where are you? Like you're looking for each other in your dreams. Oh, excuse me. God, how many times am I going to do that? I also have written down focus on your mission, healing work, the era of selflessness, and that selflessness, it says, I wrote down not the normal definition of selflessness. So focusing on your mission, I'm seeing someone like ultimately like I'm seeing like a Venn diagram almost. It's like two people starting here, and then they're walking backwards, right? So it seems like they're moving away from each other. It seems like they're getting farther and farther and farther away from each other. And then again, the mirroring happens exactly opposite, is what I feel like. Check your chart for oppositions if you are like savvy with astrology. Check for oppositions. But you finally hit opposite of each other, right? That's that mirroring point. It's like a crossroads. Again, the portal, right? Mirroring. And then as you start to move through that, we come back around to each other full circle. That's what it feels like to me. We start here in the same place. We essentially start to, like I'm seeing two people walk in opposite directions, like away from each other. And then they come back around. That's what this fucking feels like to me. Excuse my French, but dude, that's what this feels like to me. I'm not gonna pretend to be anybody I'm not. This is how I am. Real, raw, tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I swear a lot. It is what it is. But focusing on each of your missions, your spiritual missions, is what essentially brings you guys back around to each other again. That's what it feels like. So you start here and you go, okay, we're not aligned. And whether or not you've met this person, whether or not they exist in the 3D world yet, like in your 3D, like reality or whatever, right? It's like you guys start at the same place and you are, hey, don't do that. It seems like you're going farther away from each other, and you're like, well, I have to work on this mission, and they're like, I have to work on my mission, or I have to do my healing, and that's different from yours, or whatever, right? So that creates a separation, and so you start to walk away from each other. Essentially, in the same type of way, you find yourself mirroring in these experiences, or just like in your missions or whatever, right? And as you've been working through all these things, it's slowly starting to bring you back again. That's what this feels like to me, and I just keep wanting to do this. Like, it's like you guys are weirdly connected in this way, I'm telling you. So focusing on each of your missions, even though it's focusing each on the self, right? Your different definition of selflessness, it brings you back around to each other in the end, because the more that we focus on ourself and the more that we connect inward, the more that we are focusing on merging our own divine feminine and masculine within the self, the easier it also becomes to find that outside of ourselves, as within, so without, right? But not the normal definition of selflessness. The way that came through to me is that selflessness, a lot of times, I think when people are going to define this word, for a lot of people, it looks like giving someone the shirt off of your back. It looks like giving someone the last of what you have, the last $5 in your pocket that you have. It just oftentimes looks like this full giving of self and everything that you have, regardless of your circumstances or what you have going on or what you're dealing with. It's like putting everything above you. Get down. Don't do that. It's putting everything else above you, everyone else above you. Like, I think that's what a lot of people think of when they think of selflessness. It is giving so much, regardless of what you have going on, regardless of what you're feeling. Like I said, it's putting that and what you can do for others above, right? In this whole thing with selflessness being redefined here, Spirit really wants you to focus on selflessness where it's do within your means, like what you can. Do not put yourself in a hole to help someone else. There's a saying that I'm trying to think of right now. I forget what the saying is, but it's like, don't like set yourself on fire. Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. I think that's what it is. Don't set yourself on fire to keep others warm. You could have fire somewhere in your like top 3 as well, somewhere in your chart, because I'm getting like fire more as like purification for that. But that's what it feels like. Do not set yourself on fire to keep others warm. This is where we're redefining selflessness and having this era of selflessness. Because as we redefine this, some of the things that you guys are going to be called to do are going to seem selfish. Like, again, releasing certain people, releasing certain situations, stepping away from what you maybe previously considered important in your life in order to focus more on you, what brings you joy, what brings you peace, what brings you serenity, what brings you fulfillment. But that is selflessness, because the more that you are able to do that and step away from everything, you come back better. You come back twice as good. So the way that I'm just getting this is that in the moments where you can be 100% like selfless because you showed up for yourself all of those other times, when you show up for other people in those moments where you need to be selfless, it is so much more potent and powerful because you spent all that time doing this healing work in your era of selflessness. Does this make sense? I hope this is making sense. Yeah, I'm not going to be a broken record because I have some more on here. And then on top of hearing where are you, I started to hear who are you. So I definitely feel like you guys are dreaming of each other, and I wrote down mirroring here as well. There's a lot of birth and birth symbolism, like bringing something to fruition, creating something that like sacral type of energy. It's creation. something to do with creation. I can't bring it all the way through right now. But definitely dreaming of each other or mirroring going on here, because it's who are you. So you may very well be like meeting this person in your dreams, where you're like, oh my god, who are you? Because like, that's everything I've wanted. That's the type of person I want. That's the type of relationship I want. That's the type of blah 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 that I want. So I feel like you're seeing it in dream world before it's going to actually come to fruition. I'm also hearing November. So someone's birthday could be in November. You might meet this person in November, or something like crucial, or like something important happens in the month of November. And now I'm seeing the date 11/11. 11/11. I don't know if it's this year or next. I kind of feel like it's this year, to be honest. But it could be different for everyone. But now I'm like hearing and seeing it. Like I was seeing 11.11 next to each other. Like how you would write like the date 11.11. I mean, you could be seeing 11/11 as well, or that could be important in some way, shape, or form. But I'm seeing the date 11/11, and I'm also hearing November. But yeah, I feel the sense of like, who are you? Like you're seeing them in your dreams, or they're seeing you in their dreams, or whatever. And it's like, oh my god, who are you? Like, you're perfect. I want you. Where are you? Where are you? And who are you? There's a sense that, where are you and who are you? Like, it's mysterious. Like there's so many missing pieces, but I feel like it's being dreamt about, and it's being molded in the 5D before it can become a real thing in your like 3D reality. Okay. I also wrote birth through water and something about birth canal. So again, there's a sense of creation through water, and I said water is a portal, right? And there's also the water inside, like I don't know how birth works, I don't have children, but there's the like water or the fluid that the child, the embryo, whatever, like that is surrounded by. That's how they are born, right? And then the water breaks, and then it's like, we gotta go, we gotta get this kid out because he's not gonna be able to breathe, she's not gonna be able to breathe, whatever it is. So again, birth through water. It's like water breaks and there it is. Like the energy just goes, it just rolls. So I feel like, oh, I forgot about this right here. I forgot about this part. I wrote something clicks because I was literally hearing a click, and then I wrote vault or lock. And so what I was hearing more so is like, if you have like a vault, like almost like what it looks like is like a bank vault or something, where like the knob is like huge, and you have to put your ear up to the door and you hear each and every single click, and you got to hear and count how many. It's like very, very, very specific. Like you got to hear and you got to count how many. It's like it's very specific. Like it was like, I have to be very mindful and use my senses and make sure I'm listening well so I can hear how many clicks. Like it's like you're waiting. It's like that. I was picking up that sensation of like, I'm in suspense, like waiting, like, is that it? Is that it? Should be coming up. 1, 2, 3. Like there's just like a method like about it. Because when we're listening for that lock, we're listening for a certain amount of numbers, right? So there's something going on with that. That could resonate in a variety of different ways for you guys too. I also wrote down canaries, the birds, and then I wrote down birds of a feather. Birds of a feather flock together, right? So I'm getting a lot more of that mirroring energy with that. And canaries, like singing, expression, the sound, right? I was getting this sense of, with the throat chakra energy, you both may have strong opinions, or you may each have a lot of passion for your like individual life philosophies. And I feel like that's where the spiritual stuff comes into play. Like I feel like you and whoever this person is, like you may have Sagittarius in your chart too, because that's like really giving Sagittarius energy. Pay attention in your chart where Sagittarius is, where Jupiter is, any aspects to Jupiter that you have, and also anything in particular like going on with the 9th house, because the 9th house is also ruled by Sagittarius. But the 9th house, Sagittarius, Jupiter energy, all of it has to do with life philosophies. It has to do with higher education. And it gives a very like storytelling, like preachy type of vibe. Sagittarius people are meant to be up on the podium, in a stadium rather, and like talking to people. They're meant to tell their story. So you may have that in common with this person, or maybe one of you is going to have this, where you both have really strong opinions, and you have these really like deep conversations. I just feel so much, again, the depth and the intimacy also feels very Scorpio-like I was saying previously. But you and this other person you may share this really strong passion for your individual life philosophies or beliefs about the world, about the way that you think the world should work, or about say like your healing work. If you're both doing these like healing work, the era of selflessness, if you guys are both doing that and working on your each individual like spiritual missions, you may find each other, maybe something like, I don't know, you bump into each other, whether it's brand new or you've been separated for a long time, then you bump into each other again, and it's like, yeah, for some of you, I'm definitely feeling that, the latter, where you could bump into each other and you haven't seen each other for like a long time, and somehow, again, you both ended up at kind of like the same place, like I was saying, like you walked backwards and came together again. So for a lot of you, like that's kind of sort of what I'm feeling, is that, yeah, the more I tune into that, I'm just getting confirmation. Yes, thank you, Spirit. Where like maybe in the beginning you were both like, I need to go this separate way to do whatever. Neither of you anticipated on taking a spiritual journey, a spiritual approach, or following any sort of spiritual path. But your life experiences were just kind of mirrored in this way, where maybe you were both having these tower moments. You were both having these like dark nights of the soul clearing. And so those things on each end of the spectrum for you and for them were like enhancing these experiences. And so, again, bringing you closer together, mirroring in that spiritual philosophy, mirroring in your life philosophies, or like whatever it is. But I just keep getting the mirrored sense here, and especially with Canary in the throat chakra. Specifically, I'm feeling like yellow canaries there. Very standing out with a yellow canary. I don't know how that comes in, but keep that in mind too. But I get the sense that there is like a lot of like talking, teaching, preaching. There's a lot of like, it's nurturing in a sense of like storytelling. It's nurturing in a sense to go like, I've been through X, Y, and Z, and here's what I did. And you know, you're setting out to tell these stories in hopes that it will help other people, that it will make other people feel seen. And oh, no, do not do that. Absolutely not. Go. And then as I'm saying that, of course, my cat almost absolutely destroys my ring light. Perfect. We are not getting along, sir. You and I are fighting. Yeah, I just feel like there's a sense of nurturing and healing through storytelling, it's very Sagittarius, which is why I'm saying that might be in someone's chart, or to pay attention to those things. But I also wrote down, it looks like here, teaching aspect, both of you. So again, you guys both might have that in common, or maybe you have like a certain group of people or a community or like a friend group or some sort of focus on like what you're doing, right? And you're telling your stories, and that's creating this community, that's creating this, not sure the word I want to use here, but you're bringing people together in that way based off of your experiences. And maybe this person is also doing the same thing, where they're speaking on their experiences And although you mirror those main like core experiences, there are differences. And so maybe they're doing the same thing. Maybe they're telling just their friends, or maybe they're telling people at work, or like they're telling their story in some sort of way where it's the same exact thing, and that might be how you're mirroring. But each of you are talking about your experiences, especially your ones on this like spiritual path or journey, and that's creating a closeness and an intimacy that is just unmatched. Because when you find someone who can meet you on that spiritual level and meet you on that frequency and the vibration of wherever you're at, it's beautiful. And so I really feel like that's what's happening with this person. Is there anything else? Hey, water signs, welcome to your part 2, technically. The first one I intended to be the full reading, and it was not, because it was 36 minutes of just channel messages. So we are here now doing your actual reading. I am not going to go over much of the channel messages because that's a whole separate video. I definitely encourage you to go watch that and then come back here. I just didn't want to upload a super long video, so I actually just decided to split them in 2, so it's easier. But yeah, go check out those messages. Some of them were about love. It was like a spiritual growth mixed with love, like a new romantic interest or partner possibly coming in, and you guys having this like spiritual mission kind of like in common. So they very much blend together. So I really do recommend going to watch those and then coming back here. But this is going to be for my Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio babies, my loves. And this could be sun, moon, rising. It could be your Venus sign, Jupiter as well. You could just have a lot of any one of these signs, or you could just have a lot of water influence in general in your chart. Then I definitely recommend watching this, okay? Keep in mind that energy is fluid, time is fluid, gender is fluid, which means that this could be for you, it could be the other person, okay? So be open-minded while we're watching these and listening to these readings, especially anybody on YouTube. Gender is fluid, so don't pay too much attention to that. And also time is fluid, so this could be past, present, future. All right, I feel like a lot of this love stuff is coming in for you, coming up in the near future. That's how I feel. But some of you, I was picking up on that it could be a person that you guys were together, or not necessarily together, but you were in each other's lives perhaps in some way, to some extent, and then you essentially had to each follow your own path, which ended up being you guys mirroring each other and then finally coming back together. So take it as it resonates, okay? I got quite a few things here that I want to work with today for your reading. I didn't even know where to start with this because there's like just like so much information, but first and foremost, what I wanted to do was start with this giant deck I have here, which is all the Rebecca Campbell cards. Not all of them, but it is the Work Your Light Oracle mixed with the Starseed Oracle, because I really felt like you and this person shared like a spiritual mission, or like you both were just on some sort of like spiritual journey. So I wanted to grab this one to see maybe what's going on with that. And I feel like what we're gonna get out of this is like whatever you guys are mirroring, probably. But again, take everything as it resonates. Don't force it. Don't force it, okay? I have to do these in pieces just because the deck is so giant. But I have this out. I also have the Akashic Tarot that I went to go grab, and I have some other things over here too, but... Okay. Oh, no. Alright. Spirit, what do we got for my water signs in regards to these channel messages? What do we have for water signs? Let's see what we got. I'm also seeing something about like dinosaurs, but I don't think it's like legit dinosaurs. Like it could be like, it's like dinosaur like themed. Like someone may have something dinosaur themed. They may really like dinosaur something. I'm not sure. Like I'm seeing like dinosaur like pillow or like a stuffed animal or like something like that. I want to read this card to you, but I also want to get more out like before I do that. Oh my god, yeah. You guys were tasked with such a big mission. Whether this has to do with love or not, you guys were tasked with a really big mission. And one of the themes that I talked about in your channeled messages was the era of selflessness and how we have to redefine selflessness. So again, if that resonates, please go watch the channel messages. Let's see if there's anything else in here though. Anything else from your water signs? You guys may be very connected or close to like Christ consciousness. I'm getting like very high vibrational stuff here. Christ consciousness, Christ light, very high frequency, archangels. Reiki is also really high vibrational. You could be connected with that somehow, some way. You might be interested in it, or you might already be like certified in it. Anything else for water signs? Okay. So I feel like it's just these three, so we're just gonna leave it there. So you have, this is what I mean, this mission is insane, guys. Break the chain, ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. You guys, whatever your mission here is, or I'm sorry for the shadow, because the way that the room is set up and it's dark right now. Let me see if I can pop that up to the front a little farther. Hopefully you can see that. Doesn't do it justice, but this energy is like, you guys are here really breaking these patterns, the ancestral patterns, these generational curses, patterns, karma, whatever it is that you're breaking free from is a huge task. It is a massive task for you to do. It is one hell of a journey to commit to spiritually with this reincarnation. Like, I feel like there's multiple things. Oh my god, the bottom of this deck, I never even noticed the number for like the code on the bottom is 999. So take that how you will. You also have Star Mother, and it says, how can you mother yourself? Again, I know like the glare is kind of like not it right now, but it's the imagery that I'm looking at. So as long as you can see that, we're good. And then you have weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. There's like no freaking way that we have ancestral patterns, rewriting the future, and then we have let it go. It's not yours to carry. Shut up right now. Get out of here. I really want you to see this, but it's kind of difficult. The lighting in here is just like not, it's just not it. I really gotta work on the lighting in here, but okay, work with me. Ancestral patterns, rewriting the future, it's not yours to carry. And Star Mother here, like clearly by the way she looks, this is very like Mother Mary vibe. So again, I just get like a very much like Christ consciousness type of energy, Christ light type of vibe. You guys have a really big task. This is no small feat to be doing what you're doing. Like, you're just, it's not. You are really rewriting history. You are. You're rewriting history. You're rewriting the weight of the world. Like, yeah, this is a big thing for you to carry. Like, this healing journey, this is so much focused on how you can help heal others, how you can help heal, like, your collective or whoever it is that you are like, because I talked about storytelling and such in the channel messages, like, whoever you are doing that for, whatever your community is, your collective is, like, you guys, I would be shocked if you guys weren't healers, if you weren't somehow, like, associated with the public, or, like, where your storytelling just, like, comes into play or becomes important in some way, shape, or form. Like, I just get that, like, you are helping heal people. You really are. You are helping heal people somehow, some way. And it is heavy work, because when you are taking this path, like, you're breaking these patterns, you're rewriting something. How can you mother yourself? Also feels like you guys may be learning how to, like, reparent yourselves, because I feel like you guys have been through a lot of trauma, a lot of change, a lot of hard times, and a lot of times where you probably have had to reparent yourself or learn how to, like, be an adult, like, essentially on your own, like, not really having any parental, like, guidance or any really guidance at all. Like, you just had to learn everything, like, from scratch. And I think that's because of the fact that it's like the childhood trauma to spiritually awakened adult pipeline. If we're being honest, like, that's just what it feels like. Like, you guys have a crazy life where you are definitely bombarded and burdened, and you've been through so much, and you have so much trauma that, like, that's what is getting you to this point of being able to heal other people, because you have been through so much. People want to hear what you have to say. People want your energy, especially when you're that connected to, like, the Christ consciousness and all that stuff. People want to hear what you have to say. They look at you as someone who has not only, like, persisted, but persevered through very difficult situations. And you have made it out, even though it's not true, seemingly unscathed. People notice that. They see that within you. They go, look at this bright light who has been through so much, and they do not let that get the best of them. They don't let those experiences define who they are. They don't let it change them. They use it to better themselves and to show others the way instead of letting it bring them down. That's fucking beautiful. And if you don't think it is, man, redefine selflessness, I'm telling you. That is whack. That is insane. Like, truly, you guys don't understand. Like, water signs, I'm getting so much for you guys for this, okay? And I don't know if I said it in this reading, but this is intended for October, although these are timeless. So whenever it calls to you, it calls to you. I just say October because it helps for organizational purposes. But I'm getting so much for you guys right now, because water is a portal. That's why I channel so much when it comes to water signs, because water is a portal, which is a part of your channel messages. Of course it is, of course. You guys need to understand that, like I am just seeing, like, you going about your life, or, like, just living your day to day, like, nothing crazy, right? And then you bump into somebody you know, or, again, like, you meet someone for the first time, and it's like, you may not know this, but they just immediately see your light. You are healing them by literally just being present and existing in those moments and sharing your energy with them. Like, I'm just feeling this, like bright, like, warm, like, golden light that's coming off of you, and it's, like, warming the soul of this other person that you're talking to, or you're exchanging energy with, or whatever. Like, you guys don't know this, but when you exchange anything with anyone, when you are meeting these people, you are leaving such a lasting impression with your energy alone, without even saying anything. Like, I'm just getting the sense of, like, your smile and your energy and everything, just, like, it lights them up. Whether or not you see it, you're leaving that impact, okay? So beautiful. My cat trying to knock over my ring light again. Hey, don't do that. That's pretty freaking rude if you ask me. So what's going on with this like spiritual mission? Spirit. What's going on with this like spiritual mission? That's a lot. The spiritual mission that they're mirroring each other with. What's going on? What are they doing? What are they mirroring each other with or for? Channel your knowledge, critical judgment. This is what I'm saying. Please go watch the channel messages because I talk so much about Sagittarius, about having strong opinions, a strong life philosophy, preaching to your community, your environment, about what you've been through, and just like healing people through storytelling. Channel your knowledge. This might be also that the both of you are channelers, but I feel like one or both of you is also channeling heavy stuff. Heavy stuff. Like, I feel like there could be a lot of like God or goddess, like presence, again, like the Christ consciousness. There are these like archangels present around you, or these like much larger entities or beings that are using you as a channel. They're using you as a channel. And you guys are going to really make a difference in the fucking world. I'm telling you, I don't even care. I don't care. Look at this. Lead the way at the bottom. Sorry for them. Anyways, but lead the way at the bottom. And then you also have hidden realms. Create conscious awareness. Look at that. It's such a cool card, but like, oh my God. Please don't chew the wires. Thank you. Don't do that. If I had a nickel for every time I had to ask my cat not to chew on a wire, I would be rich. Writing, scribing, automatic writing might be really important for you or for them. Because look at this card. This is what I mean by like the higher energies. I know the light is like really harsh, but this is what I mean by like the higher energies. Like, look at the eyes. It's given very like Egyptian vibes, like connecting to like, again, gods or goddesses. But you guys are channeling from such like higher dimensions and higher dimensional beings. Hidden realms here makes me feel like I get big like Syrian vibes off of this, like Syrian star seeds, all that, which again is more like Egyptian type for me. There's also like a lot of skulls in this imagery, which to me makes me feel like Hades, something related to the underworld or death magic, or like something like that, death and rebirth. You are connecting to these. Oh my God, and look at this. Oh my God. Look at this. The eyes in this are the eyes and the wings of this creature or entity, or whatever you want to call it. What? I'm getting very like Syrian or like Lyran influence as far as like star seeds or things of that nature go. My cat interrupting me could also be very synchronistic. Like, you guys could feel like the 3D world is just getting in the way of your like spiritual mission or your spiritual path, or this like big, like I feel like you guys have this like very intense, like big important work to be done in the world, and you were just like bogged down by these 3D mundane shenanigans. Like, truly, that's what it feels like to me. But lead the way, light your own path makes me feel like if you guys are feeling like you could be doing more in like work or like random like 3D things or whatever, these mundane things, 3D life, like matrix things are getting in the way, they probably are, because I feel like you guys have so much untapped potential. Channel your knowledge, being a channel, being claircognizant, channeling these higher beings, definitely channeling these higher beings. if you didn't feel that way before, or you weren't sure or something like that, please know and take this as clarification that you guys are channeling higher beings, that you are channeling these powerful like entities. You're channeling into these higher dimensions and higher consciousness. And with Lead the Way, like, you're doing it like no one else has ever done it. Like, I'm sure there are people out there who are doing this, but you're doing it in a very unique way that's important. So, like, don't think that because other people are doing it, it doesn't matter if you do. Like, there's a sense of, like, you do it in such a unique way. I need you to keep going. I need you to keep going. I need you to do what you need to do to tap into your potential, to tap into these higher energies, to find some sort of practice or find some sort of ritual that allows you to continue to do, like I said, like automatic writing or scribing or journaling or something to do with writing. And you guys could be sharing this. You guys could both be like channelers. Mindful wisdom here. And this is an owl, no less. And I did talk about birds a little bit in the channel messages. This is about like the owl to me is high priestess energy. Like, you guys are really powerful, really, really, really powerful, very powerful in the way that you channel, in the way that you receive messages. Like, you are very psychic. You are very psychic. And the person that you're connecting to could share that too. They could be very in tune, very psychic, very connected to their like divine feminine, that receiving energy with the high priestess there. The high priestess knows. Like, you know stuff that other people don't know. You are connected in that type of way. Like, you are really tapping into this like higher dimensional like stuff, okay? And then at the bottom, not even at the bottom, I'm sorry, it fell on the floor. Number 16, expansion, educate your mind and senses. So look, you have channel your knowledge. So again, the mind, claircognizant, and you also have mindful wisdom, the owl, more of like claircognizance, the clairvoyance, the seeing, right? The clear seeing. And then you have hidden realms. And in your channel messages, I talked about Pisces, the 12th house, the hidden realm, the hidden, what was it? The dark house, because things in there are hidden, right? And also about your sight, right? Because hidden being, you can't see it, whether it's you can't sense it or you can't see it, one or the other. And then having expansion, talking about educate your mind and senses. So there's a lot about taking in, receiving info. Like, that's what this is. There's a lot about taking in and receiving info going on here. That seems to be the major theme throughout all of this. Especially because I talked about Sagittarius, I talked about Pisces, both of those having to do with Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion. You guys are going through a huge, like, transformational period right now. Like, I cannot make this shit up if I tried. I cannot make it up if I tried. I can't. You guys might be both, like, mirroring in that way, too, where you're going, both of you, through very transformative, like, periods of your life. Like, I can't make it up. I cannot make it up if I tried. I cannot make it up. I don't want to read any of these. I feel like I just need to like see them, and like that is enough. I think I want to get some from the Akashic Tarot, which looks like this. And then I have this book, courtesy of my friend, Angels, Spirit Guides, and Goddesses. I might see if I can pull like one from here and see like who you guys are connecting to, specifics, and who stands out, like maybe who wants to work with you if you're thinking about like working with a god or goddess and not sure, or whatever. I might pull from there. And I'm also going to use the dice that I have because in the channel messages I also talked about numbers being important, and they were coming up in sets of 3, so like 1, 2, 3, or 7, 8, 9, and like things like that. And they don't have to go in a row. Like, it could be like 8, 23 or something, you know. But the sets of 3s. So I definitely want to roll the die and see if what numbers come out. But let's get some from the Akashic Tarot, because this is the most spiritual reading, somehow connected with love. that I've done in so long. So I do not know what is happening right now. But all right, Spirit. What else can you tell me for water signs? What else? What else can you tell me about water signs in the channel messages? What do they need to know? I just heard when the clock strikes 10. When the clock strikes 10. So 10 o'clock could be important, maybe. I feel like it's 10 o'clock at night. But you could bump into this person or like hear from them at like 10 o'clock at night, or there could be some sort of interaction or like message sent or some sort of connection like at 10 o'clock or around 10 o'clock. What else can you tell me, Spirit? What else can you tell me about this connection for water signs? The Buddha prepares, number 13. There is such a focus on your spiritual mission right now, and 13 has also been coming up a lot for me. Really getting a vibe of like death and rebirth from this card. And the Buddha also talks about, like, when I think Buddha, I also think about reincarnation, and I think about a spiritual mission. So I do think that focusing on your spiritual mission is important right now. I will read it out of the book. But it's like your roots lie in this spiritual mission. Like, this is where you should be putting a majority, if not almost all of your focus, and that brings you to this thing, to this person. 6 of Keys in crescent moon. Okay, so the moon phases could be particularly important for you. You might meet somebody on or around a full moon, a new moon. That's what this card looks like here. I just feel like a lot of reflection, introspection, because the way that this person is in this card with the 6 of Keys, like they're by themselves, window open, like they're chilling and they're focused on their work. They're focused on creating something here. They're focused on bringing something to light. There's like these sculptures here. There's drawings in the background. They are by themselves. They have like the candles lit. It's like indirect light. And I feel like this person is just very much in their own energy. They're okay with themselves. And that's what I feel like this is. It's a focus on the self. Redefining selflessness was one of the things in the channel messages. That's what I feel like this is. Redefining selflessness. There is such a focus with these two cards, like on the self right now. There's such a focus on the self. What are you doing to nourish yourself right now? Because that is what's going to bring you closer to either more fulfillment on your spiritual path or to bring you closer to this love interest that's coming in. But there is a heavy, heavy, heavy energy. Oh, and one of the messages I had was about birth through water, and birth being symbolic of creation through water or something like that. But there just feels like there's this emphasis on focusing on you. I feel like Spirit wants you to dedicate more time to like your spiritual path, or like like creating some sort of like ritual. So if you maybe construct like an altar, or you start to do like, say you start to do like simmer pots on every full moon and new moon, or you just come up with some sort of ritual that you stick by and you do like every so often, like especially because we have increscent moon, so going with like the moon phases or cycles, like again having a simmer pot on the new moon or the full moon, or like just something like that. I feel like Spirit wants you to create more like stability in that area and really dedicate some solid time to meditation and to being in your own energy, and again, mastery of the self. That's what it is. That's not what I was going to say, but they put that into my mouth, and I'm sure I know why. Mastery of the self. Because a lot of the Buddhist like principles are about like it's selflessness, but it's also like it's non-attachment is what comes to mind immediately. It's non-attachment, and that could be to people, places, things, philosophies, old beliefs, whatever. You are mastering you right now, and you are expressing that energy through creation, through creative works. Again, drawing, painting, music, creating in some way, shape, or form through your sacral, through that energy, which is the second chakra up, below the belly button there. This is your life force energy. It's where your creativity lies. It's the divine feminine also. For me, at least, it gives way to the divine feminine. But this is where the creation comes from. And the whole birth stuff that I had in the channel messages, birth, symbolic, could be creating a project, a business, a new version of yourself, whatever it is, right? Because we did have breaking those ancestral patterns, too. All right, what else do we need to know about the spirit for water signs? Hold on. Let's see if anything else comes out, and then I'll go grab that card that flipped. Four of Roses, views of the ego. So you guys could be mirroring in this way, like I keep saying, or this could just be something that Spirit's like, yo, you need to focus on this first. Like, what are you doing? This is all about mastery of the self. This is so beautiful. This is about mastery of the self. That is what is going to bring you closer. And if it's not bring you closer to a person, it's bring you closer to like your spiritual goals, or like a spiritual growth, spiritual fulfillment. Oh my God, yeah, look at this. Archangel Gabriel too, of course. Right, of course. That one I do want to read, because I cannot remember what precisely Gabriel is associated with. But remember I told you guys, I said like Christ consciousness, Christ light, that high frequency stuff. And here you have Archangel Gabriel. You have that archangel energy showing up for you. This is really, in Mastery of the Self, this definitely is talking a lot about non-attachment. It's talking a lot about releasing and letting go. And there's a sense of like falling into the unknown. And maybe not falling, it feels more like surrendering to the unknown. Surrendering to all these things. Like I just keep getting this energy of like, you define yourself by this, define yourself by that, define yourself by this, that, and the other thing, or these people, or these relationships, or these circumstances, these whatever. And I feel like Spirit's like, stop doing that. Stop doing that. Yeah, with the Queen of Cups on the bottom. Oh my God. The Queen of Cups, the King of Cups under that. Yeah, look at this. Divine counterparts. Oh my God, divine counterparts. There's also the Scribe underneath that. Get out of here. This is what I mean, divine counterparts. Look, you're both like heading in the same direction. You're both facing the same direction. You're both like headed towards each other. But you don't know it because you're both facing forward. You guys may be dreaming of each other, both having that same goal in mind, but you guys haven't lined up yet. Like I said, like 5D, trying to create that in the 3D. You're working on it. You're slowly making your way there. But look, because you guys are both headed in the same direction. You're both looking down too. You're both literally holding a rose in your hand, walking forward. This is the where are you, who are you energy. I feel like you guys have been walking by each other this whole time. Because look at this. Hold on. So the Queen of Roses, look at the window. Look at the window. Look at the shape in the window, right? And then look at the windows in the background of this. So it's like, if you think about it, the queen could possibly be, whether you're the queen or the king, you put yourself in there, it doesn't matter. But one person is like up here in these windows, and they're busy doing their own thing. And then this person's busy doing their own thing down here, but they're both within distance of each other. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, they're both close by to each other, but they're both focused on each of their like spiritual missions or whatever. And so it's like you're within the same vicinity somehow, some way. Both thinking about the same thing, both essentially searching for, maybe not specifically one another, but like that energy, that relationship, that divine counterpart. You're looking for your counterpart. You're looking for your counterpart. And Spirit's like, you have to master the self first. And that will align you guys. It's like, I just get the sense that you guys have been walking by each other this whole time. But to have both king and queen next to each other on the bottom of the deck, get out of here. I want to read Archangel Gabriel real quick, because I feel like that could give us more info. And then I'm going to see if there's any more cards to pull over here. All right. Gabriel is the divine messenger, the archangel of communication. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up. And with scribe at the bottom, dude, look at this. Scribe at the bottom, and we already talked about that. Scribe at the bottom. And then you also had the channel your knowledge over here. We had I mentioned in the channel messages, canary, so speaking, right? And then this channel your knowledge, it was him writing. And then you had the owl, like we talked about there. So we're talking about so much communication and so much creation. And creation or creative energy can also come in that form of writing, right? Oh my God, I didn't even see this too. I must have picked this one up on accident. Initiation and the Count Saint Germain. Initiation. You guys are both on your very separate spiritual like journeys. I'm telling you. This is crazy. And I feel like you're going to cross paths. It may be in November, because I was picking that up in the channel messages. Something about November. I don't know. Anyways, he comes with his trumpet and scroll, as well as 2 gentle sparrows, more birds, signifying powerful yet peaceful expression. That's that power through storytelling, the nurturing through storytelling. On his chest, he wears the crest of Mercury, the god of communication. This loving angel carries the sacred words of truth into the world and brings them easily to you. When this card appears upright, it indicates a profound connection to this wonderful presence. Your power of expression is on the rise now. I've already talked about this. This is crazy. You will have an easier time communicating with others, expressing your feelings, and even working on projects involving communication, such as publishing, counseling, teaching. I talked about teaching in my channel messages right here. Both of you sharing a teaching aspect. Power of healing through storytelling is what I said. Oh my God. Publishing, counseling, teaching, mediumship, journalism, that's describing, marketing, radio, or television. So you guys may share that or have some sort of variation of that as far as like healing through storytelling or healing through speaking on your experiences goes. Oh my God. Now is the time for any of these endeavors, but no matter what you do, remember the power of words. Call on Gabriel to inspire you and let yourself sing out. Sing out. I talked about canaries in the channel messages. Sing. Canaries, sing. Oh my God. Okay. What else do we have, Spirit? Anything else for water signs? And this absolutely wild freaking message that we have going on here. Focusing on your spiritual path brings you closer to this person or this experience. You are aligning with each other because you're aligning with this like same frequency. Oh my God. Seven of Forces. Balance. Definitely balance. Balance reminds me of the Buddha prepares, like this card here. The Seven of Forces is like the oh my God, Seven of Swords, I believe it is. But on this card with the balance, it's got the scales, but it's also got a couple of scrolls on here, and it's got a giant stack of papers with like a quill pen and all these books in the background. I'm telling you, there's something about communication, about scribes, about it's teaching. That's what this gives, is teaching. Same thing, the scribe here. Look at all the scrolls and everything on the bottom. Look at this. Look at these energy. Yo, don't even try to tell me these energies aren't the same. Look at these. Look at these. That's insane to me. You guys are both healing through storytelling or something. That you guys are mirroring in that way. I'm telling you, you are mirroring. You are mirroring in that way. Is there anything else for water signs before I move on? There's the initiation again. I'm gonna read that one because that's keeps coming out clearly. So anything else for water signs? Anything else for water signs? One more. Anything else for water signs? Okay. Let me read this. Number 14, initiation. Okay. Standing among the pillars within a beautiful temple. Hopefully you guys can see that with the light. Standing among the pillars within a beautiful temple, the ascended master, Count Saint Germain, sends his light and energy to the four robed people who stand before him. It is time for their initiation. This card represents your initiation. It is much more than a change or even a transformation. It's nothing less than your movement into higher revelations of power, insight, and achievement, and the time is now. Yo, I've talked about this so much in this reading and in the channel messages. Dude, you have to watch channel messages. I'm sorry, water signs, you have to watch them. You have to watch them. Some loss of lower vibration. Oh my God. Some loss of lower vibration relationships, jobs, or activities may be required in order to lift you to the new heights and power that await you. I talked about that in the beginning of this reading. Your initiation can be aided by meditation. The Buddha prepares. Right here. Your initiation can be aided by meditation and study, the scribe, and study. Look at this. It can be aided by meditation and study, the scribe, balance. Look at this. Are you fucking kidding me? As well as by connecting to the ascended masters. And over here, remember I said it was like god, goddesses? With whom you have worked for centuries upon centuries. I've said that. Know that you have shared purposes and activities with the masters, even if you aren't certain of what they are yet. The disciplines you create now during your initiation and the work you do with the masters will lift your service to the world and to all humankind. I talked about this in the channel messages, guys. This is a time of enormous uplifting. First in your energy and evolution, then in your manifest outer reality, which I talked about, trying to manifest from 5D into 3D. The power that you hold within will impact every part of your life. No fucking way. No way. Okay, I have to, okay, hold on. Let me move some of the stuff out of the way. And then I'm gonna see if I can get like a god/goddess for you guys out of the book, because it's talking about working with all these ascended masters, right? Like we had Archangel Gabriel and everything in here. So let me see if I can do that really quickly. Put this back. And these two. Okay, just so I can clear some room. Oh my God, you guys are getting the longest reading of your entire life in 444 classic. Let's look at this book really quickly. I don't even know. Why is this in here, Joanne? Oh, okay, I see. All right, Spirit. This is what the book looks like, by the way, if you're interested. Again, I know the light is crazy, but what do we have, Spirit? Who's trying to work with my water signs? There's a lot of Christ consciousness, man. John of the Cross. Okay. Saint John will help you remember that miracles are possible. Have a mystical experience. Embrace all of life. See the perfection in all of creation. Forgive yourself and others. To ask for Saint John's assistance, say a simple prayer, describe your problem, open your heart, and ask for his help. He is a constant reminder that anything is possible, so call upon him often. He often works through other people, so watch for unexpected help from strangers. Born in 1542, John was a Spanish mystic. At the age of 14, he took a job in a hospital working with incurable patients and the insane. He learned to see the beauty and happiness of God in everything. The universe, what have you, replace the word as you see fit. In retaliation for his work reforming the Carmelite order, he was put in a small cell and regularly beaten. He continued to pray. After 9 months, he escaped by climbing out a window, taking only the poetry he had written. For the rest of his life, John shared his experience of God's love. He wrote many books filled with practical advice on spiritual growth and prayer. He said, "Where there is no love, put love, and you will find love." Hold on. Yeah, I need you to get out of there. That's not where cats should be. Of the many miracles that are attributed to John, perhaps the most famous was that while the monastery was being repaired, the walls of his prison cell had crumbled. After the rubble was cleared, he was found standing unharmed in the corner. He said the Virgin Mary had covered him with her arms. He was also seen levitating while praying. When his body was unearthed in 1955, it was still in perfect condition. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you what that looked like. Sorry, I closed the book. Hold on, let me see if I can find it again. Oh, right here. This is what it looks like. Again, I know the light is very terrible, but just like work with me, okay? Let's see if there's anything else or anyone else that wants to step forward for you guys. Okay. Pachamama. That's what it looks like here. Pachamama will help you fully savor your life, create blessings for yourself and others, attract abundance, see the divinity in everything and everyone. Your connection with Pachamama can happen anywhere. The only thing necessary is your willingness and the desire to connect. Take a deep breath and feel the ground under your feet. Give thanks for her presence and ask for her guidance. Then take a few minutes each day to simply notice the world around you. Pachamama is a great earth goddess. She is seen as a dragon who lives beneath the mountains. Occasionally, she quivers and the earth shakes. The people see the mountains as her breast and the rivers as the milk of her love. Pachamama is worshipped as the beauty of a freshly tilled field. The people honor her with cornmeal and prayers before planting to ensure a good harvest. She is the goddess of fertility. I talked a lot about, again, symbolic birth. Pachamama is the goddess of love and wants you to remember your divine nature. Both of these talked about love, like unconditional love, too. It saddens her to see people forgetting their connection to and dependence on nature. When was the last time you walked barefoot in the grass or stood out in the rain and gave thanks for the healing waters? Do you thank the earth for supporting you? Pachamama invites you to connect and to remember. Feel the warmth of the sun on your face. Allow the wind to embrace you and think about where that wind came from. Next time you eat some food, allow yourself to see and to feel the stars and the moon with each bite. Think about all the people who made that meal possible, including nature and the farmer and the truck drivers and the spirit of the food itself. So you guys, really what I'm finding is happening here is that you guys are being called to strengthen a spiritual practice, to be more in the moment, master the self, because we have like the Buddha there and everything, right? Mastering the self, and focusing more on your spiritual mission, and that bringing you closer, like to this new love or to new romance or abundance in whatever way that you're looking for. But if you are looking for love and curious about that, then focusing on your mission brings you closer to them, okay? Like I said previously, numbers have been super important, so we're going to grab some to see if any of these resonate with you, okay? So we have, this one is 9, I believe. It's very hard to tell. Hold on a second. Oh, this is a 6. So 6, 5, 3, and 6 again. 4, 11. So any of these numbers, we did talk about November, and we talked about 1111 in the channel messages too. You could be seeing any variation of those numbers. You could see 1111, 444, 555, anything like that. Any variation of those numbers. It could be a birthday. It could be a specific date and time. It could be anything, okay? This is so long. I'm so wrapping this up because I did not anticipate on this being this long. I love you guys so much. Thank you for allowing me the honor to read for you, water signs. I hope you go check out the channel messages. I know I've said it a bajillion times, but please, if any of this resonated, go check that out. I promise you, you'll find some goodies in there for you, okay? I love you so much with my whole heart, and I hope this resonated. If it did, give a thumbs up for me. Like the video. It helps me out so much, and I appreciate you for doing so. Leave a comment. Share with your friends. Let me know how you feel. And if I don't see you before the end of October, then I wish you guys well. Have a wonderful spooky month of October. I love y'all. Mwah.